Let us pray. Almighty God, the creator and ruler of heaven and earth, we beseech thee to inspire and guide all our actions so that we may always walk in the path of justice, love, and charity to one another. Help us with thy grace to do only those things that will promote the unity, peace, happiness, and prosperity of Nigeria in general and Lagos State in particular. Amen. Good afternoon, distinguished colleagues. You are all welcome to today's sitting. Let us go through the vote and proceedings of Thursday, 14th May 2020. Ojúwe karùn-ún-dín-ní-ogóje. Aṣòfin.
Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀ olùdarí ẹ̀ka sàn àyàn ẹlẹgbẹ́ mi Mr. Speaker sir, orúkọ mi ń ṣe ló wà níbi àwọn tí kò wá sí ibi iṣẹ́ sà ń dẹ̀ tọrọ ayè.
Ẹ bá mi ṣe àtúnṣe akọ̀wé àgbà. Ojúwe kẹrìndínlógóje. Ojú ìwé kẹtàdínlógójì. Ojú ìwé kejìdínlógójì. I've examined the votes and proceedings of Thursday, 14th May 2020, and approval is granted. Any message from the governor?
Right, Honorable Speaker, distinguished honorable members, there is no message from
Any
Mr.
other
Lewin.
announcements?
Mr. Speaker, sir, there is no announcement.
Petitions?
Right, Honorable Speaker, distinguished honorable members, we have some petitions. We received 4 petitions with the kind permission of the Right Honorable Speaker. I will read a summary of each petition as follows. The first petition is from concerned residents of Ado, Langbasa, Okeranla, Okerakekere, and Badore towns, Harmony Estate at number 20 Langbasa, Etiosa, Ajah, Lagos. It is dated 17th March 2020 and titled Complaints Against Indiscriminate Dredging, Save Our Soul Play.
Okay, if it is on dredging, can you just set that aside? We'll come back to it.
Okay, Mr. Speaker, sir.
What of the rest? Are they same?
All in respect of
All right,
dredging,
we'll
sir.
put them aside. Matter for their public importance, non-personal explanations, reports. Honorable Victor Akone.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable, maybe you should take your seat. Let us listen to the petition now so you can
Thank you,
wrap
sir.
it up. Mr. Clark.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished honorable members, we received 4 petitions. With the kind permission of the Right Honorable Speaker, I will read a summary of each petition as follows. The first petition is from concerned residents of Ado, Langbasa, Okeranla, Okerakekere, and Badore towns, Harmony Estate at number 20 Langbasa, Etiosa, Ajah, Lagos. It is dated 17th March 2020 and titled Complaints Against Indiscriminate Dredging, Save Our Souls Play. The petitioners have expressed grave concern over the devastating effect of indiscriminate mining activities, which is feared could lead to flood and other dreadful consequences. It's also stated that the petition is coming after several complaints to various bodies. They are therefore praying the House that the dredging activities be stopped. Signed by Mr. B.A. Ahmed, Mr. Wemimo Jonathan, and Prince Musadiu P. Buhari. The second letter is from the Office of the Executive Chairman of Etiosa East Local Government Council Development Area, dated 29th April 2020, and titled COVID-19 Lockdown Order, Petition Against Sand Dredgers within Etiosa East Local Council Development Area. The chairman wrote to seek the intervention of the House on the flagrant flooding of the lockdown order by the sand dredgers within the LCD. He stated that the companies had deliberately failed to heed the government order, which is detrimental to human lives. Signed, Honorable Olufemi Rafiu Olatunji, Executive Chairman. The third petition is equally from the Office of the Executive Chairman, Etiosa East Local Council Development Area, dated 11th May 2020, and titled Report of Unauthorized Operation and Deliberate Disregard of Government Directives by GNK Limited and Reback Perfecta Limited. The Executive Chairman is intimating the House on the illicit operation of the dredging companies in Etiosa East LCDAs and the continued flagrant violations of both the LCDA and state government directives on dredging activities and lockdown order by both GNK Limited and Reback Perfecta Limited, which claimed it had a dredging permit from the Ministry of the Environment during the lockdown period. It is therefore seeking the intervention of the House on the matter. Signed by Honorable Olufemi Rafiu Olatunji, Executive Chairman. And lastly, the petition is from Etiosa Indigene Forum, dated 6th May 2020, and titled An Urgent Need to Control regulate and monitor the activities of dredgers, ocean surge, and other related activities within Etiosa axis, especially due to the threat of ocean surge. It is therefore seeking the intervention of the House. Signed by Alhaji Chief Okumoyimpo M.O. Thank you, sir. That's all, sir.
Yeah, Honorable Victor Akode.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, you recall that on the 4th, a 7-man ad hoc committee was put in place to look at the various activities of illegal dredging in Lagos State. Immediately we set to work and we wrote to various agencies and including the Office of the Commissioner of Police. Contrary to the statement accredited to my brother from Badagry and my colleagues, Honorable Layode, we discovered a lot of fraud. We've just started, and this is actually by the Commissioner of Waterfront himself. And we discovered that there are a lot of dredging activities going on within the state, and most of them does not even have permits. Some of them are into reclamation, and they make very huge amount of money. After reclaiming, they have a lot of, they kind of extend beyond what they asked them to reclaim, and they sold some of those land at the price of 120, 150 million. With the kind permission of Mr. Speaker, sir, I have a plethora of documents from Ministry of Waterfront. Imagine we are having category A. We have about 55 companies under category A, and only 3 of them has valid permits. Why? Only 1 is paying. The rest are not paying anything. With the kind permission of Mr. Speaker, I would like to reel out.
Paying what? What do you mean this?
Paying the due annual dues. Why some of them does not even no payments.
Out of 55, only 1.
Only 1. And I will, with the kind permission, I would like to reel out. We have FC Energy Construction, no payment. Sino Trust, no payment. There are a lot of unknown Chinese companies, and we have FCC Engineering Construction, no payment. Babs and Len Dredging Company, no payment. We have Harris Dredging Limited, no payment. Nimco Limited, Nigeria Limited, no payment. Jojo Dredging Limited, no payment. Let me come into that. You could see that when the Honorable Deputy Majority Leader was dealing out his motion that day, passionately, he mentioned the activities going on in Etiosa. Mr. Speaker, sir, it will interest you that 2 major companies in that area, 2 major companies from that area, and that is the Nimco and Harris Dredging Limited from Etiosa. They are one of the major, but still they paid nothing to the coffers of the government. Again, we have 55 of it. Then we have 66. We have 66 number of category B. They pay nothing into the coffers of the government. Those people that even have irregular payment are just 22 out of 66. We have those people that are involved with stockpiling. Stockpiling, there are about 109. 109 of them. 109 of those people with stockpiling, these people paid nothing into the state coffers. And we are saying that our IGR is not improved. This is a criminal offense that needs a serious attention, just as the Right Honorable Speaker has directed that another committee should be put in place. Again, sir.
Honorable Akonde, this should be your preliminary report. So you should just tell us, haven't given us information, tell us what's.
Given this information, sir, we discovered that the 2 weeks that you gave us, we were appealing that we needed extra 2 weeks more to be able to carry out this job diligently. And again, we want to put it that we will be embarking on inspection of all the sites, the local Cinco, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Honorable Akonde. Your 2 weeks request is hereby. Okay, we have lights. Honorable Mankinde.
Good afternoon, the Right Honorable Speaker and my colleagues. I think the issue we have today is a germane one that borders on the aquatic and the environment. The names of the company
You can put it up and use mine.
First of all, the name of the company being read out by Honorable Akonde is so surprising that despite the effort of the state government to ensure that one, our waterfront, the water bodies are being kept to the bay of the illegal dredgers, we still have a lot of numbers that are going there to just tamper in an area that is not even yet designated for stockpiling, taking off our resources. And everybody knows that what Lagos has is land, and land comprises water, a body of waters. So this thing that they are doing is a criminal act, and I want the executive to really look into this. It shows that we, the honorable members, we are even doing more beyond they are even expected. Our oversight function should not be seen as a threat to their own area of jurisdiction. If this, the petition are not coming and the honorable member are not even dig into this, we will not see that a lot of revenues that are supposed to go into the cover of the state government are being taken by the private individuals. And this does not have any serious, any impact whatsoever, to the extent that we are having Chinese company in our state taking our resources without paying anything. Which country do we have such that people will be coming, taking the resources, destroying the aquatic system, destroying the ecosystem, destroying the environment for people without any form of social benefit to the area? Please, I want to appeal to the Honorable House that this investigation should be taken deeply beyond what they've just read on the floor of the House. Thank you very much.
Honorable Low, lastly.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My colleague, good afternoon. Mr. Speaker, you appreciate the fact that the issue of dredging is of great concern to Lagosians and to myself, because we are talking about issues that borders on safety and environmental impacts of the activities of these illegal dredgers and miners. Away from that, Mr. Speaker, as the Chairman Committee on Finance, I've been so much interested in the revenue of the state. If over the years we have over 66 dredgers in Lagos and we have only one that is up to date, it becomes very imperative for us to look into when they started their dredging activities in Lagos, how much they have owed the state till date, and if the state need to use extra judicial measures at ensuring that that money is recouped from them, because this is a loss to the state and we cannot afford that, Mr. Speaker. Then they have international collaborators. Some companies will say in this phase of having a relation with the state, what are the contractors, they will go down and be dredging and be stealing our sands. I think it's high time we do something about it. Mr. Speaker, my colleague again, you can see that many of these illegal dredgers, some will have category C approval and they'll be operating as category A. a lot of atrocities. I will want to thank you, Mr. Speaker, for supporting the committee for a job well done, but I will still want this house to support the committee the more in terms of security, because some of them are outside Lagos State and they are operating illegally. If you go to Badagry area, you go to Imota area, you go to Ekpe area, a lot of activities. So, Mr. Speaker, thank you for giving them additional two weeks. I will still want them to be given security as well as consulted if they need be, because this is a serious issue. I must view it very seriously. Thank you.
Chairman, Environment.
Thank you, my right honorable speaker, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Sir, thank you, because I'm opportune to also be a member of the committee. And sir, it's quite alarming. Most of our channels have been blocked because there's no legal channelization of these places. So I just want to add a bit to what Honorable Lo has said real quickly in the area of security. We know it is a very, very serious task that has been given to us, and we pray that security will be seriously taken, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Well, the 2 weeks extension is hereby granted. And also, Mr. Clark kindly direct a letter to Commissioner of Police to give support to the committee on inspection, and also direct a letter to Mr. Governor informing him of the discovery of this committee. Yeah, business of the day. Yeah, Deputy Majority Leader.
Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues. Business of the day. Confirmation of governors' nominees as members of Lagos State Audit Service Commission. For us to take strangers in our midst, may I move that Rule 129 of the Rules and Standing Orders of the House be invoked to take the confirmation of governors' nominees into the Lagos State Audit Service Commission. I so move.
Honorable Laiwola.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to support the motion as moved.
All in favor say aye. All in favor say aye. Those against nay, the ayes have it. Yeah. Can you please invite Mr. Yakubu Ishola Balogun? Good afternoon, Mr. Yakubu Ishola, Prince Yakubu Ishola Balogun. Can you tell us about yourself?
Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished member, my name is Yakubu Ishola Balogun, a native of Awurin, Lagos State precisely. I attended Nigeria Modern Nursery Primary School and Nikobos High School and Lagos State University. Thank you.
Is that all you can tell us about yourself?
Well, I'm a politician in Koshofen. I've contested 3 or 4 times in Koshofen as assembly member and as well as council chairman, and I'm a businessman. I'm a married man. I have 2 children. That's all.
Well, we need to know where you were born. You tell us about your background.
Sorry. I was born 1967, 21st of April in Koshofe, Ketu. And
your primary school, okay, you've said
Nigeria Modern Nursery Primary
yeah, distinguished colleagues, before you Prince Yakubu Ishola Balogun, Honorable Temitope Beja.
Mr. Yakub.
Yeah.
You're welcome to our midst.
Thank you.
You have not mentioned how many wives you have. Please, kindly tell this house how many wives you have.
I only have one. Thank you for observation.
Honorable.
Mr. Yakub Balogun, I think you are in a hurry to go. You have not really told us the university you went to, which course did you do?
He said last.
Which course?
Political science.
Okay. And you said you're a politician, you're from...
K2 Koshofem.
No, you said you
Lagos.
are worried.
Exactly.
You know that you are the one that owns Lagos. You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Honorable Miranda.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, this is just to lay my voice to in support of Prince Yakub Balogun here, because from his documents here, it shows that he has been a party person. He has been aspiring to be in one office or the other. And even at that, without getting it, is still within the party and still active, I want to believe. So this should serve as encouragement to others, that even if you try to get something and it's not forthcoming, it's not the end of the world. Once there's life, there is hope. So, Mr. Speaker, this is just to support. Thank you, sir.
Honorable Lua.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Yes, I want to address the issue of your date of birth. On your affidavit, you wrote 21st of April 1967. Then
Okay, go ahead.
On the testimonial, you wrote 21st of April 1970, which is correct. So I don't know the one that is correct among the two.
Can you explain that?
Thank you, my honorable member. Actually, I've seen it myself. I made effort to road the school. I wrote the school, and unfortunately they could not reply me because an error from the school management committee when they are giving us our certificate. So I could not reverse it up to today.
Well, thank you, Mr. Balog. You can go and take your seats.
Okay.
I'm bringing Mr. Jima Kombi Ibrahim. Mr. Jima Kombi, can you tell us about yourself in brief?
The Speaker, Lagos State House Assembly, Right Honorable Mutashiro Basa, Distinguished Honorable, Gentlemen of the Press, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jimo Akombi Ibrahim. I am very, very glad to be among you this morning. It's a real privilege to stand before you, distinguished honorable, to present myself as a nominee for the post of a member of the Audit Service Commission in Lagos State. Before I go into the introduction, I would like to apologize sincerely for my inability to show up during the last screening. I hold this honorable heart in a very high esteem. It was due to certain communication gap, and I believe that you are giving a lot of forgiveness in the spirit of the season. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished Honorable. Like I said before, my name is Jimo Akombi Ibrahim. I was born on October 11, 1963. And I attended Apapa Baptist School in Apapa in Ajegule. I proceeded to Ilori Teachers College, where I obtained my teacher's grade 2 certificate, and I finished there in 1982, after which admission at University of Lagos to read education geography. I finished there in 1988. At that point, I grew very interested in auditing, accounting, and finance. As a result of that, I got employed into an audit and accounting firm called Duro Boye & Co. I started as an attitude clerk there, and because of the hard work I put in, within a space of little time, I became an audit senior, and I was in charge of the audit department. Because of that, in the course of that, I was able to handle quite a lot of audit assignments, both in the private and public sector. I left there after getting a lot of knowledge. I went into the industries, and I work in a lot of companies. Today, I've been able to start my own business. I'm running a company called Midas Partners. Midas Partners is into tax, training, audit, investigation, and we do quite a lot of consulting and advisory. I'm a member of the Chartered Institute of Taxation, an associate to be specific, a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants. I'm also a member of Nigeria Institute of Training and Development. I'm also an associate of Nigeria Institute of Management. I had my MBA, and I'm doing quite a lot of other training programs all over Nigeria. I work quite a lot to support Lagos State, particularly in the area of revenue generation. I was also part of the consulting team that started the first VRT in Lagos, and we're doing a lot of work to ensure that we contribute our little quota to the state. Honorable Speaker, distinguished members, I appreciate you for this time, for giving me the opportunity to talk. I want to use the opportunity to assure this House that if my candidacy is considered, I'll put in my best professionally to ensure that I deliver the best for the state. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Before you, Mr. Jimo Akombi Ibrahim, Honorable Lo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Akombi, good afternoon. I am very proud of you. You are a round peg in the round hole. You are a professional par excellence. Going by your resume, I'll tell you that you are a great man and you have actually worked, and I think at the end of the day, this House will support you. But I will say this. I will want you to probably take a reflection of about 2 or 3 or 4 years about auditing in Lagos State. What have you observed to be an anomaly or anomalies? And what will you do to correct these specific anomalies? Thank you.
Honorable Tebitope, take it down so you can take everything together.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Today we have Mr. Jimo Ibrahim Akombi, whom I've known for 9 years, while I was on the other side, as usual, as SSA budget. Many times I've gone to him, I call him, and I tell him, Egmo, kini yo yemimo, wala imashi. And at every point in time, he holds the paper. He solves my problem. Mr. Speaker, the man we have in front of us today is an honest man, diligent, very hardworking, reliable. Most importantly, he is not flippant. I think he is fit for the job, and he would help move the Audit Commission to the next level we're looking for in Lagos State. Dear colleagues, I use this opportunity to seek support so that he can have a clear passage. Thank you, sir.
Honorable Shah.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Jimo Ibrahim is my friend. I've known him for 13, 14 years. We met when he was at JKK I had a project I was doing for JKK then with JKK, and during that period, his work ethics are is very thorough, it's down to earth, and the business of the day has always been his concern. As a teacher with a background in teaching professionally, what the Audit Service Commission needs is people that can actually sieve out the wheat from the chaff, so that the state will be in a position to have the best hands on deck. So for me, my colleagues, I want to appeal to you. Mr. Jimoh Ibrahim is a round peg in the round hole, and I can assure you that he will give his best, and this state, our state, Lagos State, will be of benefit of it. Thank you very much.
No, thank you. Can you take the questions now?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Lowe, thank you for that question. In Nigeria, Lagos State is just one of the states we have in this country. And whatever challenge we have in auditing is peculiar to every other entity. So I would take Lagos as an example. Now, when you look at auditing, the function of auditing is to check, ascertain, verify, and be able to determine the appropriateness of whatever figure has been stated in the books of accounts. And when you are looking at this, peradventure, you will discover that challenges are based on the peculiarities of the kind of organization, the kind of business, the kind of setup, and as such, you have to identify basically what challenges are related to that organization. Quite a lot of time, we have auditing challenge that is as a result of internal control. And what I mean by internal control is a system where checks and balances are expected to be in place to ensure the right thing is being done. And internal control is a basis for any accuracy that you expect to see in the books of accounts. So if the internal control is compromised, which of course could be as a result of collusion or could be a result of error, of misstatement, these are things that could result into the challenges that auditors face from time to time. I would also want to add that for auditing to face challenges, we have to be able to put in place proper processes. Processes that must be properly done in a way to ensure that each stage of the processes are checked and people with integrity are put in place to ensure that those processes are done without any hiccups. So I would also add that auditing itself is important for us as a state to put in place in order to check for the effectiveness and the efficiency of our operations, so that at the end of the day, whatever books of account is being presented has that confidence and integrity that is required. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Jimoh. You can go. We'll get back to you.
Thank you, sir.
Distinguished colleagues, having listened to the governor nominees, 1, pursuant to section 2, subsection 2 of the Audit Law of Lagos State 2015, this House do hereby confirm Mr. Yakub Balogun as a member of Audit Service Commission. All in favor say ayes. Those against nay, the ayes have it. That this House do hereby confirm Mr. Jimoh Akonbi as a member of Audit Service Commission. All in favor, say ayes. Those against, nay. The ayes have it. Mr. Clerk, kindly forward the list of the cleared nominees to you, Mr. Governor. Thank you. Deputy Majority Leader.
Right Honorable Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I have the approval of the Right Honorable Speaker that this House stands adjourned till 1st of June 2020 at 12 p.m. prompt. I so move.
Honorable Tijani.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to second the motion as moved.
All in favor, say ayes. Those against, nay. The ayes have it. This House stands adjourned till Monday, 1st June 2020 at 12 noon. I rise.